ever wondered what it feels like to do that thing you really wanted to do? To take that leap of faith, to leave everything behind, to leave behind your job, your home, your friends, everything that you've ever known. 6 years ago, I started off my first job. It was very stable. It was very comfortable. There was room to grow, paid well. I was living the dream. But I'd be lying if I said it was fulfilling. Every single day I'd wait for the end of the day in order to live my life. Or I'd wait for the weekend. But there was nothing left in me after that day and the weekends I'd spend recovering from the week. It wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't fulfilling at all. But everyone told me I was very lucky. I had a job, I had a nice pension. There was a place I could retire. A conversation with my coworker really drove it home for me. She was telling me that if I bought a house right now, by the time I retired at the age of 65, I would own it. But in my head, I was like, but I'd be 65. I can't do this for the next 40 years. But quitting would mean giving all that up. Giving up everything that I'd worked hard for. And believe me, I did work hard for it. It would mean leaving behind that stable paycheck. But it had to be done because I knew I couldn't keep living that way. And so I did it. A month ago, I gave in my resignation. And yesterday was my last day at work. And honestly, it didn't feel how I was expecting it to feel. I woke up in the morning on my first day of being unemployed, feeling a pit in my stomach. It kind of felt like a breakup. I'd left behind a life that I'd known. I'd lived day in and day out. Coworkers I'd spoken to for the last 6 years, every single day. I left all that behind. Felt like I'd gotten punched in the stomach, and there was no air left inside me. And I'm scared. If I'm honest with you, I'm scared. I don't know if I made the right decision. I don't know if I'll fail. But what scares me more is the fear of time just passing me by every single day. I'm only getting older. I'm 26, which is actually closer to 30 than it is to 20. Scary realization. And everyone tells me I'm young, I got time. But you have time until you don't. And so I had to take this leap of faith. That fear of regret, that it could have been me, that's what drives me. And so I had to pull the trigger. I had to take responsibility for my life. And that's terrifying, but it's also empowering. And I want to create a life of adventure. I want to create a life where I'm traveling, I'm talking to people, because that's what really makes me feel alive. And so that's my goal with this channel. I want to document my journey, and I want to bring you guys along with it. So if this is something that speaks to you, I hope you'll join me in discovering what happens when we start thriving, when we take a chance, even when we're afraid, and when we leave everything behind, with almost no plan. I want to document what happens when we start thriving instead of surviving. So I hope you'll join me on this journey.